Hello friends, in the series on the income tax cases, today we will discuss the importance of issuing the notices as per section 282 mandate. Section 282 says that the service of the notice of the assessee should be done at his registered email address, but sometimes it has been seen that the revenue is issuing and serving the notices on the unregistered email IDs which are not related to the assessee. The question before the Calcutta High Court in the present case was that whether procedural irregularities in issuing and servicing of the notices undermine the jurisdiction of the notices issued to the assessee. This issue has been taken up very well in the Calcutta High Court in the case of Neha Bhav Sinka versus Union of India and others. This case is reported in 472 ITR at page number 335 and the date of the judgment is 22nd November 2024. In the present case, the assessee was trading business and for the assessment year 22-23, for which this case is related to, the intimation under section 143 subsection 1 was sent to the registered email address of the assessee and it was processed without any defects. From the facts of the case, it was very clear that for the previous assessment years, assessment year 19-20 and 21-22, and for the subsequent assessment year, that is assessment year 23-24, the intimations were sent to the registered email address of the assessee. But after that, the notices under section 143 subsection 2 and notice under section 143 subsection 1 was sent to the unregistered email address of the assessee which was not associated with the assessee, and assessment was completed under section 144, that is best judgment assessment read with section 144B, by making some disallowances on account of purchases as non-genuine and unsecured loans as unexplained credit under section 68. The assessee filed a writ petition against the assessment order. The submission of the assessee was that the notice under section 143 subsection 2 and subsequent notices has not been sent to the email address as per the mandate of section 282 and they were sent to the unregistered email address which were not related to the assessee. It was the submission of the assessee that service of the notice has not been done as per the mandate of section 282. When this matter was heard by Calcutta High Court, the court was of the opinion that in the present case, the assessee has a legitimate expectation which was arising from the consistent past practices that all the communications would be sent to a registered email address, because earlier intimations and the subsequent intimations were sent to the registered email address of the assessee. In the present case, the revenue was contending that the email ID has been put into the PAN number of the assessee and that has been used. So for this, the court said that revenue reliance on assessee's PAN database or an alternate email address could not substitute for statutory provisions of section 282. The court said that and held that in the present case, the assessment is vitiated due to the procedural and non-compliance of the statutory provisions, and in the present case, the assessee is deprived a fair opportunity to respond, violating the principles of natural justice. So the assessment proceedings were quashed and a liberty was given to the revenue that if the other provisions allow the revenue, then the revenue can take the assessment once again if the time permits or if the other provisions permit the revenue. From this case, it is very clear, friends, that the service of the notice as per mandate of section 282 is very essential for the valid assessment proceedings. At the end of this video, once again, I'm repeating the name of the case. The name of the case is Neha Bhavasinka versus Union of India and others. And this case is reported in 472 ITR at page number 335. And the date of the judgment is 22nd November 2024. Thank you, friends.